Kelda Tortryggr. The Svanir spoke beside the pristine pool. You saw Kelda Tortryggr as a boatman upon the sea in storm. You said, the canvas flipped as the wind shifted, and then it caught again, and he felt the boat surge forward. The waves were tall, spray came over the bow, wash came over the side, but it drained as the sail found purchase. In time, though, the wind increased and the sail was lowered. Gruff men sat to the oars, another, tall and powerful, held the tiller. The men roared in song to honour thunder as they pulled. The wood creaked with the strain of the northern sea. The men pulled, bare-armed, fur-bodied, with beards of blood-mead. The men sang in rhythm to the stroke. The tillerman fought the currents, found those he liked, and coursed, and all the while the men pulled on the oars and chanted their thunderous song. Recall, Kelda, fountain, joined Tortryggr, thunder's trust. Kelda ever rises and ever flows. She is the source, she is the well, she is the drinking water. She is ever awake, ever moving, never still. She moves and cannot be grasped. Her presence refreshes and enlivens. She washes away the travel dust. She bathes and makes clean. Her consort Tortryggr is fierce in his duty, steadfast, trusted to keep her pure. Kelda holds the tiller, while Tortryggr raises the sails and draws the oars to her will. She is the sea that forms into cloud, and then to rain and woodland stream. She is the guide in the seeming trackless expanse. She is the current in the water and in the wind. She is the spray and the wash. It is she that fills the sails. He is the boat and the canvas and the blood mead. He sings her song to thunder's daughters. He sings of the horses that raise with passing hooves the water he draws with each breath. His bone is the wood, his muscles are the oars, his desire is in the wind harnessing his sails. To Kelda and Tortryggr, Svanir said, You are together 1/12 of my father's counsel. You are together 1/12 of my father's will. You are together one of my father's 12 limbs. What is your counsel? Kelda faced Tortryggr across the fire. Together they held Kenner's cup. Kelda spoke, I am the water of your spirit. I am the current of your mind. I am the movement in your body. Tortryggr spoke, I am the knowledge of the water. I am the awareness of its source. I am the keeper of the pure. Kelda spoke, Become me if you would to know. Become me if you would to course. Become me if you would be agile. Tortryggr spoke, Movement represents the glimmer of her essence. She must move if to wash clean. Her body must be allowed the passage of light. Svanir asked, How might I know you? Kelda and Tortryggr spoke as one. Svanir, you will know us when you look into the depth of the sea. You will know us in the steam that rises from your body, and in the rain that falls to wash the salt away. You will know us where the water is fresh, and in the life that forms with light. You will know us in the verdant spring, in the gleam of the eye, and in the sheen of the coat, and you will know us as the water in the flask when you cross the great desert. Svanir listened and heard, and responded, I would know you. Kelda Tortryggr spoke as one. Then you must cross the great waving desert to know the salt thirst. You must run until your body becomes a steaming cloud, and you must learn to choose between currents. Svanir asked, What is the meaning of the great desert? Kelda Tortryggr spoke, The great desert is the extent of your spirit reach. It is the water, the ocean, and the spring. It is where life and death meet. It is the place of birth. Svanir asked, How can life and death meet in the spring? Kelda Tortryggr spoke, The spring is where a pure intention of life becomes embodied, so to die. The spring is where potential is formed, and it is in the fall from the spring that potential is lost. Fiacre said, I must be the tiller and the oar if I am to become thunder. How may I become the tiller and the oar? The Svanir answered, When body is harnessed to spirit, when you drink the blood mead and sing to the currents that you chose, when you become Svanir, then you will be both the tiller and the oar. And will thunder then embrace me? Thunder will embrace you when the waves lift you into the sky upon the breath of the broad wings of the horse-born.